I'm Allison for Leading Edge Dog Show Academy, and today, as part of the equipment series, we are going to go through some blade maintenance. And what is blade maintenance, might you say? Well, if you're used to using a trimmer that has a 5-in-1 blade, those take very little maintenance. Like you kind of move the lever around while the clipper's running, you clean it out, you could maybe oil it. But your trimmer isn't really moving at a very fast speed, as fast as a true clipper moves. And let's think about this, right? Like a blade is two metal plates that are moving back and forth. Then you put it on a powerful clipper and it's moving back and forth quickly, and that produces friction. Friction produces heat. And one of the things that we can do that makes our clipper blades move much better and do a better job is to just give them a little bit of oil. It's like having your car and not putting oil in it. Eventually the performance is just not going to be there, right? So it's very, very important when you're using a proper snap-on blade on a powerful clipper to just do a little tiny bit of maintenance. Doesn't take very long at all. It should become part of your routine, just like cleaning and maintaining your equipment. So not only will your blades last longer, but so will your clipper and your clipper drive, because you're just making it easier for that drive to do its work. And it's something that we don't talk about as much as we used to. Like when I first started grooming, clipper blade maintenance was just something that you did, at least at the end of every day. So what we like to say is develop a routine where it's, every blade, every dog, every time, right? So I might use 5 or 6 blades on a single dog, most likely 2 or 3, but I'm going to have those out. I'm going to use them to groom that entire dog. And before I move on to my next dog, I'm going to disinfect those blades and I am going to clean them and just put a drop of oil on them and I'm ready to go. So every blade, every dog, every time takes a few minutes, but you're going to reward yourself in the long run. So if you've ever used a blade and you've noticed that the blade starts to drag through the coat, it's just not going as smoothly, that is probably a sign that your blade needs to be cleaned and perhaps oiled. Cleaning your blade is very easy, right? Your blade is made up of 2 metal plates that are running very, very quickly against one another, 35 RPM. And that running of the blade is going to create friction, which creates heat. So what do? We just want to slide the cutter blade, about halfway across the blade. And then I like to use an old toothbrush and I'm just going to go into the blade side and just like clean out any hair. This is like the 80th time I've done this today because we've been doing video. And then the cutter side, the same thing, just brush out any hair that might be in there. And then I'm just going to slide it the other way, a little more than halfway, and do the cutter side, then go over here, do the blade side, then slide my blade together. So when we are oiling the blade, we want to oil right here where the 2 cutting surfaces hit one another. And I also just like to put a drop of oil down here, kind of like the footer of the blade. And then the same thing on the other side. Typically, I will do it with the blade running, but for the purpose of video, I'm not going to. So this bottle, actually, the oil comes out quite quickly. So I just want to put like literally 1 drop there, 1 drop at the footer. And it's just going to go, and then I'm going to put 1 drop there. See what I meant? So put it there. So just to show you, the blade will then self-oil when you have it running. So I'm going to put it on my clipper, motor running, snap it down, and now my blade is completely oiled after just running it for that long. I'm going to take a cloth, in this case a paper towel, and I'm just going to wipe off any excess oil. The reason that I wipe off the excess oil is that obviously extra oil is just going to attract dirt, dander, dog hair in there. My blade's just going to get clogged up a little bit faster, which is really what I'm trying to avoid. So if you remember every blade, every dog, every time, and apply the maintenance, you're probably already disinfecting your dogs and your whole station and your equipment between dogs. So just adding that little bit of maintenance is really just going to make your blades last longer and do their job better. Now, we all know that when using our blades, that these blades have a true cutting length. They're not like a 5-in-1. So the number 40 blade is a true 40. It's not a little bit longer than your 5-in-1. And then, you know, once you get past a 10 or a 9, you don't have the options with a 5-in-1 blade of like having a 7F, a 5F, 4F blades like that. And it really doesn't matter what size the blade is. It is still the same kind of maintenance. You simply want to pop that blade off your clipper. You can also take your brush and like clean out any excess hair that might be building up like around the blade drive, in through your clipper. Same thing with your brush. And you know, any blade that you put on there, you just want to make sure that you have put a drop or two of oil on there, because it just makes everything last a little bit longer. Like I said, there is no way that you would be driving your car and not putting oil in it. Now remember that your clipper goes a lot faster, right? So the Artemis clipper has 3,500 RPM. So those plates of metal are going very, very quickly. As soon as your blade starts to get a little bit warm, I like to stop, just put a drop of oil on it and continue on. The other thing I like to do is I like to keep a can of Cool Lube near me. And as my blade starts to warm up, I like to just touch my blade on my hand and I just spray it generously with some Cool Lube, and that keeps it going during the clipping process, right? So during the clipping process, I keep feeling my blade. When it gets warm, spray it with some Cool Lube. But using a product like Cool Lube is not the same as cleaning that blade and just applying oil in between each dog that you do. So often we can get lazy, myself included, and just think that Cool Lube is enough, and it definitely helps. It's definitely better than doing nothing, but really do yourself a favor and in between each dog, do each blade every single time. Your job will be that much easier. Your blades and your blade drive will last that much longer, and you can thank me later. So I hope that that helped. Hi guys, thanks for joining us on another video in our equipment series. Like we said, there is a lot of equipment here that we need to cover. So if we haven't yet hit the piece of equipment that you're yearning to learn about, let us know in the comments below and we will add it to our very next one. As well, don't forget to like and subscribe, because then you won't miss out on a video that maybe you've requested or something that you want to know about. We are always here for you to answer any of your questions about these or any other products, any other thing that you need to know to take great care of your dog, whether you're in the salon, going to a dog show, or just trying to get your dog groomed at home in the easiest and most efficient way possible. So thanks again for joining us in our equipment series.